Let's get into really the fact that you're just fresh back from Dubai. Your horse, Well Armed, was out there. He finished third behind Curlin. Tell us about that effort.
That was a fantastic, actually I'm watching it here on the TV, it was a fantastic experience. I knew my horse had run well and I felt pretty confident that he could hit the board, but you know, when they flash $6 million at you, and you know every inch counts, it was, I think I was riding him harder than Aaron was that last part. Myself and Eddie, my son, was with me and the two of us were riding for our lives. And I think the horse, I'd watched him run in Dubai as a 3-year-old, and he was very impressive then, and then he'd gotten hurt, and his form obviously trailed off. But ever since I had the horse, he trained very aggressively. I always felt he was a top-class horse, and when he ran in the San Antonio and beat Heatseeker, I was pretty confident then that I could show up on World Cup night and run competitively.
Heatseeker, of course, came back to win the Santa Anita Handicap.
Well,
yeah, absolutely.
You talk about that injury, and I mean, for those fans out there that don't know about what this horse has gone throughout his career, what exactly was the injury that he sustained?
Well, the initial injury wasn't that bad. He chipped a knee, I think, in the maybe the UAE Guineas or the UAE Derby, and I think when he was getting up in the recovery room, or sometime shortly after, he'd fractured his pelvis. He broke the wing of his ilium, and that became a really significant problem. And I think I didn't realize until the day before the World Cup, talking to the owner, Bill Kasner, that they thought the horse wasn't going to make it. You know, at one stage, shortly after his injury occurred, they thought they were going to have to put the horse down and just lose him completely. And all credit goes to the owner, Bill Kasner, because everybody else gave up on the horse. There were some people on the farm that actually wanted to put the horse down, and Bill believed in the horse, but he ended up taking the horse to his own farm in Texas and swimming the horse and riding the horse himself in a stock saddle. And Bill is a big man. I don't know if you know him, but he's got to be 6'3", you know, and you can imagine what rehab this horse went through. The 6'3" guy in a stock saddle, and he swam him in the pool some like 35 laps a day. So
wow.
You probably thought you had a fit horse to run right as soon as you shipped in.
When I worked him the first time, you know, I did all the usual things. I jogged him for 30 days, galloped him for 30 days, and then I put my big boy Sergio on him, who weighs about 175. I said, all right, we'll just let him 2-minute lick down the stretch. Hell, he went a half in 48.
That's great. Yeah, I had read about that Bill Kasner really took it on as a personal assignment to get this horse back and prove the people wrong that had told him to put the horse down.
Exactly. Bill's that kind of guy. If you tell him no, that really just fires him up. That's all he wants to hear.
I mean, that makes the story even more impressive to realize what this horse has gone through and to be competing at levels like this.
Really, I think what he went through with Bill Kasner is way worse than anything I threw at him.
You talked about you just having returned from Dubai, but actually you were working out there for a period of time. You took your family out there. How was that experience?
It was a great experience. You know, I think it was probably more beneficial to my son than it was to the rest of us. He went to school out there for 4 months at a time. He went there for 2 years, and you know, he got exposed to a lot of different cultures. His classmates were, you know, from all 4 corners of the globe, and I think he'll probably benefit more from it in the long run. But I must say, I really enjoyed my time there. I love the people. They got a strange sense of humor, but it's a great sense of humor in a different way. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the food. I really just enjoyed everything about the place.
Well, what's it like to train for Godolphin? What is it like to be a part of a just maybe the top international operation in horse racing?
It's great. I think I mentioned before, you really don't want for anything. You know, you're getting the best of everything, the best of help, the best of feed, the best of bedding, best of transportation. I mean, really, it's a trainer's dream, and I was lucky to have it. I wish I still had it. Sheikh Mohammed, if you're watching, I'm still here.
Those house payments suck, don't they?
They really suck.
Now,
Tizno's the only horse to have won, 2 Breeders' Cup Classics. You got a chance to see Curlin run at Dubai World Cup this past Saturday. What are your thoughts on him compared to some of the great handicap horses that we've seen in recent years?
I think he's a very, very good horse, and he's probably only going to get better. I don't think he's as good as Tizno.
Really?
Personally, I always remember Tisnow's Breeders' Cup races, and they were, fantastic efforts against really fantastic horses. And I think until Curlin can do that against those horses, there's still going to be some doubts. Now, I think he's the best horse in the world right now, certainly on dirt. He'll probably never run on turf, so we don't know. And he's a very, very good horse, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I don't think he's as good as Tisnow.
What made Tisnow so good, in your opinion?
I think probably just his heart. Those Breeders' Cup races were just superhuman efforts.